Look, we're going to have to admit it. I think Erling Haaland is the greatest League Two striker of all time. What was he on about? Roy, you silly man. You silly man. Get the Haalands out of your head. They are living rent-free in your head, you silly, silly man. Erling Haaland, absolutely phenomenal today. Manchester City have just beat Wolves 5-1. Only 3 games left. 3 more cup finals. You've got to win them all. But today was about getting the job done at the Etihad Stadium in front of the Blue Faithful. And we did it off the back of the Viking carrying this City side on his shoulders. The Clash of Clans superstar Haaland got away from his phone, got away from his video games, and turned on a masterclass performance today. And I'm very, very happy. Yeah, really happy about it. Absolutely wonderful stuff. And you can see the hunger as well. You can see the frustration. People talk about that. Haaland is just a young man who wants to score more goals. He'll calm down. His dad will say, don't worry about it. And Haaland's a nice guy fundamentally. So if you're wondering why he was angry at the end, it's just because he wants to score a double hat-trick. The winners are like that. They see that. It's not a big deal. The only thing that matters is that Haaland senses and feels that he is back. And you can see it in his game. You can see the energy. You can see that belief coursing through his veins again. I said after the Forest game, that second half, that was Haaland of last season. There was something about the energy to his game. I don't know, maybe it's clicked. It was always confidence in my opinion. Today, that was Haaland at his explosive best. Yes, 2 of them were penalties, but they were good penalties. And to score 2, by the way, penalties in one game is not easy. The pressure is on you there because it becomes a game of, I don't know, it's sort of like rock, paper, scissors with the keeper, but twice in a row when they know what you're going to do the first time. It's harder. And the quality of the other goals, that header is as good a header as you will ever see in terms of a centre-forward. It's ridiculously good. And the other goal, the 4th goal, the timing of that, when Wolves had just had a little bit of hope, they just popped the head out from underneath Manchester City's barrage of attacks. They were being smothered and they got their head out of the blanket. And Haaland went, get back in your fucking box. It absolutely quashed any hope that they had with a ferocious finish into the far corner. A wonderful strike from our Viking. And lovely, lovely stuff, man. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here as well because if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw my tweet the other day. I did a big thread about how I feel like we're absolutely being gaslit as Manchester City fans about Haaland. I said something along the lines of like, it sort of clicked in my head how we are being told that Haaland is actually not that special. That's what we're constantly being told, that Haaland really is actually not that good because actually he's not as good as Messi on the ball or whatever. And actually what he does is easy and anyone could do that. And anyone could score 50 goals and break all Premier League goal scoring records if they play for Man City, which we know is not nonsense. Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus. The thing for me is it was always nonsense to play down Haaland. It was always absurd what he was doing. And even this season, in his off-season, he was still doing ridiculous things, scoring a whole great load of goals. And yes, his form had dipped a little bit, but it didn't matter. And I think we got into a hyper-analysis tendency when it comes to Haaland. And people do it in Man City for a reason. People play down Manchester City's players and accomplishments. Like, Haaland is overrated. Bernardo apparently is overrated. De Bruyne is apparently overrated. Guardiola is overrated. Everyone is overrated at the same time, but something never gives. Apparently, I don't know how we managed to do what we do. Apparently, it's all money, and money's putting the balls in the back of the net. It's nonsense, man. Like, Haaland is a special footballer. And people, what they do, other fans, and they don't do it out of nastiness. They do it out of self-preservation. Because, as I said in my watch-along, to admit that Haaland is great is to admit that their players maybe aren't as great as they thought they were. It's to admit, for a Chelsea fan, to admit that Drogba's lack of goals every now and then wasn't good enough. They talk about, their legends, and they can't actually bring themselves to admit that what Haaland does is redefine what goal scoring is in this league. And that is embarrassing for the rest of them. And that is the thing that he's brilliant at. He's special at. The most important thing in football, the currency of football is goals. The currency of football is what Erling Haaland is the best in the world at when he is on form. And even when he's not in form, he's having a season that pretty much everyone would love to have. Because that is his standards. And I think we've got caught up in this analysis from rival pundits, and I say rival pundits because they wear their badges on their sleeves these days. They can't deny who they support. It never used to be that way, but that's how it is. There are rival pundits now and rival fans, and we've all been gaslit into pretending that Haaland actually isn't that good and he's just sort of tapping merchant and nothing else. Nonsense. I had the realization last week that people have just tried to sort of rewire our memories. No. Scream it from here. Scream it from your chest. Scream it loud and proud. And defend one of our fucking own, man. Erling Haaland is a blue like you, like me. And he's been a blue since he was a kid. And that, to me, is worth fighting for. So I'm going to get on the Haaland hype train. And I'm not going to let people pretend that Haaland isn't special. I'm going to defend him because he deserves it. Because he's a young lad who's done phenomenal things, who cares about this club. And he's doing his best. And it's not always perfect. But it is always perfect, you know? I remember seasons where Aguero was like, yeah, he's scoring, but he's missing a lot of chances. It happened. It happens to anyone. But still, Haaland's on what, about 36 goals this season? Come on, man. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous stuff. So Haaland, that is Haaland. And he's deserved and earned, you know, the odd bit of bad form here and there because he's human, but while still scoring goals. Ridiculous. But I'm good. I'm happy to see him back. City, of course, the story of the game is that City won 5-1 today. It wasn't just the Haaland show. This was all about how City played as well today for me. I enjoyed how City played. They did look for Haaland in the channels a little bit more. They did play a bit more direct. I think that was a sort of a case of how City played. We did play something like this in terms of shape. Foden was drifting central. Guardiola was not playing left back when we had the ball. Foden was not playing left wing, even though his position there on tactics, formation and stuff. Foden was here. And Kovacic and Rodri were there, these two. And Walker stayed a bit further back than usual today, Bernardo. But it all went down this channel. It all went down here. Vardial looking excellent. Haaland making these runs into there. But getting the pass. Because Rodri is a genius. And KDB and Foden, they free up so much space, you know. And Haaland today made the most of City being a bit more direct. It absolutely worked as well. And the proof is in the pudding in the end. Look at that. That is a dominant performance. 20 shots, 58% possession. Not our best on the ball. It was a bit more direct, but it was open. And I think we played into that nicely. But either way, this was a City performance full of creativity today. It wasn't always perfect, weirdly. I mean, we could have done even better. But some of the football at times was sort of... We were moving the ball so smartly. And I actually really agree with Robert in the chat. He said KDB was a bit sharp. We could have had 8 today. KDB had a bit of a stinker today, I would argue. He kept overrunning it or didn't get the timing of his pass right, which is so un-KDB. But yeah, he got on the ball a lot. We could have had, more and more. Thank you so much, Pete, by the way. 43 months as a member. You're a legend, mate. Thank you so much. That's over 3 years. That's nearly 4 years, isn't it? Ridiculous. Thank you so much. True Dogs with the super chat says you can tell Erling heard Carragher's nonsense. What did Carragher say about Haaland again? What was it? I didn't hear Carragher on the commentary, by the way, because I had a different commentary stream to you guys. But look, there's been so much nonsense written about him. It's ridiculous. To the point where that's why I say let's defend him because no one else is going to. Let's defend our own. We're bad at backing our own players. We get dragged into these social media debates. We get gaslit about our own players. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of pretending that our players, that we have to be humble about how good they are. No. Look at what Madrid fans do for Bellingham. They act like he's the best player in the world. He isn't. I'm sorry. Bellingham's a great player, but he's so flawed. He's so flawed. But they defend him so much that PR feels into it. And Haaland is the kind of guy that actually needs that confidence. So let's get behind him, man. Let's get behind him and let's defend him because he needs our love. So yeah, where we're at right now, in the table, as you can see right here, City. Thank you so much, by the way, to True Dogs for the super chat. Massively appreciated. Get your super chats in if you want to give me your views on the game. I'll read out yours. I'll read out some of your match ratings as well and whatever. But yeah, super chats are massively appreciated. They do help support the channel. They do help me keep doing this for a living and chatting to you guys. So it is hugely appreciated for you guys to give me my, it's a dream. It's a dream come true. And it's because of you. And I'll love you all forever for that. If you are a fan of this content, please subscribe as well. Give the video a like. 150 people watching, 40 likes. Let's get the likes up, And that's it, Arian. They're always trying to discredit our squad. Don't fall for it, man. Don't fall for it. So this is the current state of play. City, right now, sat 1 point behind Arsenal with a game in hand. Arsenal, 2 games left to play. They've got United away and they've got Everton at home. They are winning both of those games comfortably. United could do it, but they're not going to do it. Arsenal will be fine. Arsenal United are bad at Old Trafford. We, of course, now got Fulham away a week today at 12:30. Then we've got Spurs away. We've got 2 away games. They're going to decide the season. We win those 2 cup finals. I think we beat West Ham on the last day of the season. It really is as simple as that. Absolutely as simple as that. You've got to win. You win those games. It's that. Well, obviously, we know it's as simple as that. Just it. We've got 3 cup finals now. We've got 4 cup finals. We've got United afterwards. Every game is a cup final. I don't think we're going to do the goal difference thing. I mean, look, if we win our game, an extra game, 5-0 again, it'll be plus 59, so it'll be 1 in it. It's possible, but I don't think we can aim for that, It's weird to talk about Spurs because, will Spurs try, Pammy? They will do. They'll go for it. I don't think they know how not to try. When you play at that level of elite football. But it'll be a weird atmosphere where Spurs fans will be like, yay. If Spurs score, there's going to be such a strange atmosphere. Because Spurs, I guarantee you now, look where Spurs are in the table. Spurs still could theoretically get, they could theoretically get 4th. They're not going to get 4th. Villa have almost certainly got that, in my opinion. You never know. But I think City will. I don't know. I trust us right now. I just do. Let's look at everyone else. By the way, Ederson had that. He flapped at the goal. It was infuriating when that happened. By the way, I was like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?" He flapped at their goal. But other than that, immediately seconds later, he played the most remarkable through ball, didn't he? To Foden, who then played a beautiful ball out wide. Very David Silva with El Major watching, of course, in the stands. To Haaland, and then Haaland put it in the bottom corner. Not bottom corner. Yeah, he did. Beautiful finish. For Josko Vardiol, by the way, we need to talk about Josko Vardiol. What a special footballer. I've never once doubted his talent, Josko Vardiol. He's so good, man. He's got so much natural ability. The way that he's easing his way into this team and the way that he's getting involved in both ends of the pitch and he's started showing his technical ability. Vardiol is such a cliche, but I don't know a better way to do it. And cliches are comfortable at times. They're familiar, so that's why we use them. But he is a Rolls Royce of a footballer. I see the John Stones comparisons with Vardiol, and I see why he can push up and play further because he's just so creative and he's starting to dribble a little bit more. He's getting involved. He's sort of contributing in different ways. Yeah, a quality footballer. For what it's worth, you feel free to disagree with me in the chat. It doesn't matter because I don't care because Arsenal got one earlier. It's soft, but I think our first penalty was soft. I wouldn't have given that as a penalty. You're entitled to disagree, but I think that was a collision after the shot had already been taken. I don't think it's a penalty, personally. You see that happen a billion times. It happened last season against us when Nketiah took his shot and Ederson fouled him afterwards, and that was a penalty. I don't think that was a penalty either. I think this was similar. Maybe it was a bit more of a penalty, this one, than that one. That was even softer. But I don't think that was a penalty, but you take it. I'd be frustrated if that was against us because I don't think Ryan Aït-Nouri even went for him. I think it was super soft. But you take it anyway. But Vardiol got up there, and he made it happen. Ake, Akanji, Walker, absolutely fine. All solid today. Ake, reliable as ever, Rodri, by the way. Look, Rodri, let's just talk about Rodri, a special footballer once again. I don't know why that happened then. Rodri, an 8.9 rating today. 2 assists for Rodri today. Look, what Rodri's achieving. I think he's got 22 goal contributions for Man City this season. He's got 8 goals and 14 assists. 5 key passes, 102 touches, 93% pass accuracy. Just intercepting the ball constantly. Putting Manchester City on the front foot. That second Haaland goal is all Rodri. It's all Rodri. The way he wins the ball in midfield to De Bruyne. De Bruyne returns it to Rodri. And Rodri does his best De Bruyne impression. Picks out Haaland at the back post. And that header, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, man. Phenomenally good. And then, of course, later on, another assist this time for Alvarez. Rodri's just a remarkable footballer. The best in the world in midfield, in my opinion. I don't think anyone's close to him. And I mean that with greatest respects to other players, but I don't think Rice is close to Rodri. I don't think anyone is close to Rodri. I think Rodri's an absolute monster. Brilliant. Kovacic, by the way, alongside him. Look, stats still tell you one thing. Stats will see here a 7.0 or whatever. But what I see from Kovacic is a player that makes this Manchester City side tick, that brings us balance, that can skip past people and just open a bit of space, and he's reliable. He's like Gareth Barry, reliable, but with pace, and that to me is pivotal. Like the way he keeps the ball or the way that he knows just where to be and just to take up people's toes. And some of his skill today, by the way, really good. I think we all presume that players, when we sign him at that age, 29 he is now, I think, Kovacic, oh, that's it, that's who they are now, that they can't improve. But every day is a school day under Guardiola. Guardiola said the other day in a press conference, you can improve until the day you retire. And he's absolutely right. I think Guardiola took over Fernandinho at 28 and a half or something like that. I think it was 28 when Pep came in. So only a year younger than Kovacic. Fernandinho, 3 years after Pep had been there, was a much better player. Like 2 or 3 years with Guardiola, Fernandinho was an excellent footballer. He was even better by a long way. Look, I'm not saying Kovacic is going to be Gundogan or Fernandinho, but what I'm saying is it's very possible to get better and get better and better and better. And I do think Kovacic is showing signs of understanding this side and getting forward and contributing. Some of his passing, his footwork today, excellent. I love him. Absolutely love him. Bernardo did a job today. Fine. You know, Haaland, the monster. De Bruyne, as I said earlier, I don't think he had a good game today whatsoever. I think he rushed a lot. Still very, very involved. And he probably had key passes left, right, and centre. Let's have a look. Just the one. It says it all from De Bruyne. His shot, pass choice was not good today. Foden, yeah, involved as well. Some lovely moments. Foden, by the way, he was just so close to being involved in one of the most satisfying goals you'd ever see. That twist and turn, the burst down the left hand, and his cross was like, it was that much higher. Haaland was about to smack it in with a bicycle kick. Would have been lovely. But Foden had a good game today. Got an assist, of course, as well. Yeah, you'll take it. And then, of course, Nunes came on, Doku came on, Grealish came on, Alvarez got his goal. Lovely, lovely stuff. Look, these are Sammy's words. Sammy with the super chat says, champions again, ole, ole. I mean, we can sing that. We can sing that because we are, as if it's like happened. But I ain't getting carried away, my friend. Sammy, I love you, pal. Once again, the super chats are appreciated always. As William pointed out as well, by the way, Alvarez on his 100th appearance got his 35 Manchester City goal. A big part of what this season, Alvarez, love you, pal. Alvarez, a lovely contribution and a good finish again. But Sammy, you're a legend, mate. Thank you so much for your super chat. It is always appreciated. I'm in a good mood. I think City today were good. The football was good. It was creative. It was incisive. And most importantly, we just won. It's so weird to say, just win. That is all you need. Just win. Find a way to win. And Guardiola said that, he felt that the players were fresh. Yeah, he saw them in training and they looked up for it. And you could feel that today in the players. Now they've got a week off to focus on themselves, rest those legs, and go away at Craven Cottage and really go for it. And I think they will do, And then we've got Spurs a few days later. Rest now, rest up, and we'll see how it goes. I'm buzzing. Haaland, absolutely ridiculous. I'm buzzing for him. Get behind him, support him. City won today. Give the video a like. Subscribe, Blues, if you're new to the channel. Thank you all for watching. Come on, you Blues. 3 more games to go, and then a cup final. 4 cup finals left, and we could have a double. Imagine that. Oh, come on. In a bit.